Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Had a good day, whether you've had to work or you off today. I was off today. I had some stuff I had to take care of, so I actually had a little bit of time, at the end of all the stuff I had to do, to come in and update everybody on how the PIMP XS Stinger Performance ECU is going. So this has been a serious learning curve for me. So I guess you guys see everything out here, the laptop, your Haynes manual with your wire code and pin numbers, and then of course your old school all data ECU pinout only. It just has the pinout only, and it doesn't have the numbers on it. So you need all this. So basically, man, how this computer works is, of course, they give you this flash drive, right? So this flash drive, of course, as you guys can see, it says stingerperformance.com, and then it's actually got, my name on it, and then like 1.9 liter, the ECU that they set up for me. So, like I was telling y'all in the first video, you have to make sure that you let these people know what your application is, what kind of car you have. If it's TFI ignition, EDIS, DIS, CDI, whatever you have to let them know so they can configure that when they put this computer together. So the way this computer is basically, the way they did this is, so they basically used a V8 configuration with sequential EDIS, just like the 1.9, the 2.0 SPI, and the 2.0 Z-Tech as well. So basically what they do is, instead of using, of course, 8 cylinders, they just cut 4 off to run a 4-cylinder. So the firing order, of course, is different. So like on a 1.9 liter, the firing order is 1342. On the V8s, the firing order is 1372 on one bank. So that's basically what they did. The reason why they did it like that is because injector 1, injector 2, and injector 3 all have the same pin numbers. Like, it all has the same pin numbers as it does on the 1.9 versus the V8 and the 1.9 have the same pin numbers when it comes to injector 1, 2, and 3. But for injector 4, it's not firing on 4 because 4 is for the other bank on the V8. So what you have to do is you actually have to go in and you have to take the wire for injector 4 and you have to jump it over to pin number 42. So you basically have to take pin number 13, which is for injector 4, and you have to jump it to pin number 42, which is for the Stinger Performance ECU. So you have to jump pin 13 to pin 42. And the reason for that is, like I said, it's a 1372 firing order versus a 1342. So in order to fire that 4th injector, you have to jump that wire. They told me that I was going to probably have to do it depending on fire order. They weren't sure or not yet, but I found out myself that definitely has to be done. So just remember, if you go with one of these, you have to have one of these, definitely. And one of these definitely helps. Having both really helps. And then, of course, Stinger Performance gives you every piece of information for that computer is in this right here. So I'm getting ready to show you guys, like, the layout of how they do it I'm gonna put the flash drive and stuff in there. But for those that don't know, I got the car running. Finally got the car running tonight. And that's how I learned about all this. So, like, also this computer has pins, jump pins, like these little jumper pins here. So they give you multiple of them just in case they don't know how many jumpers you're going to use, but they give you a good amount of them. So let me show you guys. So like this is a jumper pin here. That's a jumper pin. That's a jumper pin, jumper pin, jumper pin right here and right here. And if you notice, let me see if I can get a better view. If you notice, it actually says JP14 and JP1. So those are the two jumper pins that are like what do they call it? Those are two of the jumper pins that are recommended that you put in, you know, because that's, you know, that's injector 1, injector 2, and then you got injector 3, and then you got injector 7. Wait, let me make sure I'm telling y'all that right. Is that injector 7? No. Injector 7 is right here. That's injector number 7. So basically, those jumper pins, it'll tell you on the flash drive, it'll tell you where these pins go and why, and what, you know, like for what ignition system you're running, stuff like that. So that way you have the right stuff. You don't, you know, you don't end up putting the pins in the wrong spot. So sorry, I was trying to adjust my camera a little bit, but yeah, so that's, I'll show y'all again. So those are, you know, these are all jumpers, and you look at these pins, you know, these pins are what the jumpers go on depending on what your application is. So you actually pin this thing, jumper pin it to the application that you have. So those pins that are in there are to my application. So, and don't be like me and leave out 2 injector pins. And the car's only running on 2 injectors. I had 4 spark plugs. All 4 spark plugs were firing, but I did not have all my injectors. And I was like, man, what in the world is going on here? So ended up going back to the flash drive, figured it out. Actually got on the message form and sent a message. And I always do that. I get on the message form, and then I'm determined to try to figure out what it is and end up finding out what it is. So yes, we got the car running on all 4 injectors, all 4 spark plugs now, and runs great. So one thing we got to pretty much do is wait for the 2200cc injectors to come in, then we can go tune. So, but yeah, man, I got the thing running, got it fired up, played with the fuel a little bit, adjusted the duty cycle so it wouldn't run so freaking rich, man. It ran so rich when I first fired it up, it smoked the whole shop up. Like that first video I made of the car running, it was running so daggone rich, it smoked the whole shop up. I had to turn all the fans on and blow that crap out. So yeah, but yeah, man, so just wanted to get on here, man, and show you guys a few things. So now, yeah, so just always remember those pins go here, and you have to take the top off the air. You have to take, let me see if I can adjust this. You have to take the top off the computer. So it's 6 of these little bolts here. They're 5.5 millimeters. They're 5.5 millimeters, and I always use my my 1/4-inch socket. But yeah, it's 5.5. They're 5.5 millimeters, and it's 6 of them. You take them out, and everything's exposed right there. And then you just take your pins, and you put the pins where the flash drive on the directions tell you. Very simple, man. You know, at first I was like, man, you know, it's my first time actually setting one up myself, but I'm coming to learn a lot of stuff. So I told my tuner, I was like, dude, I'm gonna get this thing running, get it fired up before I give it to you. Like, I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do the getting it set up and stuff, and then I just wanted to be able to hand it to you so you can do your tunes. And plus, it helps me learn too. So hey, man, I've enjoyed every moment of this, and I'm so glad I finally got a computer that I can use for this 1.9. I've been through so much stuff trying to get this car on a standalone setup, and I finally got it going where it actually plugs in. I got to move 1 or 2 wires, and I'm done deal. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad for that, and I'm really thankful for Stinger Performance taking the time out to do this for me. I really do appreciate it. And big shout out to Aaron Tinkler. He's the one that actually pointed me in this direction, and you know, not knowing if it would work or not, but you know, this EC4 stuff, they mess with a lot of EC stuff. So I was fortunate for them to be able to set me up with this, and it's working. So, and another thing, it's funny because in the directions it tells you, it says, do not try to push on this even more because you'll break this off. And it literally says, after you're done cussing, you're going to have to send the ECU back to us for repair. So yeah, I left that alone. So yeah, that's for the actual map sensor. So yeah, I left that alone. But so anyway, all right, so let's get I'm gonna put this flash drive in real quick so I can show you guys. Let me see on the side. Yeah, boom. See, and it comes up right there. Grab my chair. See, it comes up already. So that's, you know, this is basically what's on the flash drive: bass tune, Megalog, you know, MX3X, tuner studio, USB driver. All that stuff is on, you know, your flash drive. So what you do is click here. Look at that. So it basically brings up step-by-step directions on getting this thing set up and fired up. And it's like 30 pages, I think, 27 or 30 pages. And you go through this, man, and it tells you everything. Like there's your, hold on, let me go back up. Let me go back up. There's your startup guide outline, you know, and it, like, you can basically go, instead of having to scroll, you can just pretty much click on any of these and it'll go right to, you know what I'm saying, it'll go right to that page. So let's pick one. Let's go to, hold on, let's try this. Let's go to, yeah, let's go to injector jumpers. All right, so it basically tells you, like, for like my car, EDIS install jumpers JP2, JP19, position 1 to position 2, 5 volt. So it basically tells you, you know what I'm saying, to jump, to put those 2 pins in, and JP2 and JP19 are right here. That's JP19, that's JP2, and that's injector 1 and 2, like I was telling you guys. And my dumb butt left injector 3 and 4 out. So yeah, the car sounded like a WRX. Turbo sounded good spooling up though. But so yeah, so that's basically, you know what I'm saying, it tells you, you know, your TFI ignition, your DIS, EDIS, CDI box, all that stuff, CAS and call, you know, all that stuff. Basically tells you, you know, where to put, you know, all your jumpers for what application you got and stuff like that, which is nice. And it just goes step by step and tells you everything. So let me see if I can go scroll down some more. There's my stupid mouse. Oh, there it is. He was sleeping. All right. So, oops, shoot, that ain't what I wanted to do. Anyway, hold on. Yeah, that ain't what I wanted to do, y'all. Sorry, hold on a second. So, yeah, so that's, you know, basically that's, you know, this is so you can just go right to wherever you need to be once you start, you know, once you get into this. So let me scroll down for y'all. All right. So now that's your hardware quick setup. You know, it tells you, you know, it tells you basically how to unplug the factory computer, which some of you already know, and then like it shows you where to put your jumpers, stuff like that, and where the pins are and all that. And that's like, I want you to read this. So this is funny. See, it says do not try to push the hose further onto the map sensor inside the ECU. You will break the map sensor off the board, and after cussing, that made me, I bust out laughing. You'll be sending the ECU back into us for repair. So I was like, yeah, I'm not touching it. So I left that alone. But yeah, man, it basically goes through and shows you everything. See, like this right here, where it's got V8 sequential with TFI, so that's distributor. You know what I'm saying? VH batch fire with TFI distributor. So TFI is going to basically be like a distributor. EDIS is going to be like a coil pack setup. So so of course, you know, none of those really are my application at all. So, you know, you just come down here and then you got your jumper tables, and it basically tells you JP1 is for injector 2. You know, JP2 is distributor. I mean, it lines it out, man. Like, you can't go wrong. And it's so very detailed on what you need to do to set this up. And I made a stupid mistake, man. I forgot to put two jumpers in there. I knew it was something I did, you know. So once I figured that out, you know, I got the car running, and it's running good now. So, but yeah, man, like I said, it just shows you everything. See right there, of course, you know, install EDIS jumpers. You know, 2 and 19. I think you already showed y'all that one. Anyway, so yeah, just gonna keep scrolling down. But yeah, man, like I said, it's got everything here. Pretty much tells you everything from like your factory sensors to the sensors that you actually add to the ECU. You got your wideband in there. All your stuff, man. It's pretty good, man. This is awesome. So yeah, it just tells you everything, like where to put your wideband, or how to wire it, how to sync it up, and calibrate it and all that stuff. So yeah, man, like this is it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool setup. So you got, of course, it tells you how to basically do your firmware, so you can get the ECU onto the laptop, so it makes sure it recognizes it and all that stuff. It syncs it to that, you know. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this is one badass dash. This shit's sweet as hell. I'm trying to figure out how to fucking get it. But I gotta have that PIMP logo is awesome. Hold on, let me get, I don't know why that comes up anyway. But hold on. So let me scroll around some more. All right, so yeah, there's your awesome dashboard. There's your, what's that? Tuner Studio, sensor calibration. You got to calibrate like a TPS and all that stuff. You can see like you got to calibrate TPS, thermistor, you know, AFR, stuff like that. You got to calibrate that stuff. Yeah, I did that earlier. I was having some issues, but I think I got it figured out. So yeah, man, like I said, it just goes through word verbatim what to do and what not to do. You know, it's got everything in here. What page are we on? 15. Yeah, so it shows you, like, you know, see, this is for V8 sequential TFI ignition, which is distributor. Then you come down here, and this is non-sequential batch fire, you know, distributor. There's EDIS, so that's my setup. So, you know, of course, I would go by this guide, you know, for the base tune and stuff like that, and adjust it accordingly. But yeah, that's basically, you know, then you got DIS, ignition systems. So, I mean, it's, you know, like I said, guys, it's pretty cut and dry, man. It tells you everything that you need to know about this computer, and this is so awesome. So, so yeah, so basically, I'm going off a sequential V8, which is basically cut 4 cylinders off to run a 4-cylinder, so run my 1.9, which is 4 cylinders. And it's pretty cool because it pretty much, I mean, it plugs right up in place. And the only wires you got to move, man, is, you know, your, that one wire for your injector. And then, of course, it wants you to move your coolant fan wires, which my coolant fan is already on a relay and switch. So when I cut the key on, the fan runs all the time anyway. So I really didn't even need to do that. So, but for you guys that are still having it run through the stock ECU, you're going to have to flip 2 wires. And I have to actually go in and figure out which those are. But I know for the factory computer for 1.9, it's going to be 31 and 35 pin. And I think this computer is like 51 or 53 or something like that. You just got to swap them. But if you got it on, like, you know, a toggle switch or even on a relay or something like that, when you first turn the car on, you don't have to worry about it. So this is you know, this is your dead time table and stuff, your injectors and all that stuff. You know, it's just, like I said, guys, it's pretty cut and dry. You know, it's funny. Do not stop now. Vital info continues below. So, but yeah, man, I mean, pretty much this hard drive here pretty much gives you everything you need to set that bad boy up. And I wanted to, you know, pull it back down so I could do this video for you guys and show y'all, you know, everything it has in it. See, it even tells you, like, you know, what is this? Keep coming up. Anyway, so yeah, so it tells you, like, boost control, ECU control solenoid typically bleeds off, you know, blah, 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 blah. Tells you pin number 31 for that. And then, of course, and you got your launch control, you know, stuff like that. I forget which pin the launch control is for. But yeah, it's in the actual diagram. But yeah, man, like I said, it's just cut and dry, man. You can't go wrong with it. You know, and this is pretty much telling you the EEC pins, numbers, and what they do, stuff like that. You know, pin out. Wait a minute, I might be able to find the launch control on here just to show you guys. There it is. So you got your boost. That's pin 31, and boost control. This is to activate your boost controller. That's pin 31, and then your launch input, and that's provide ground to activate. So, ouch, daggone thumb. So ECU pin number 30, wire pin number 30 is for your launch in, and then wire pin 31 is going to be for your boost controller. So keep scrolling down. The expansion port. Okay, the expansion port is right here. That's your expansion port. It's like at the front of the ECU, and that basically is for you to plug in for like wideband and basically add stuff to the computer that you want to, wanted to watch or control or whatever. So that's page 25, and it tells you like optional jumpers, fan jumpers, table switch jumpers, boost control jumper, clutch input for launch, flash two-step, flat shift two-step, and it just basically tells you, the clutch input is triggered by grounding the clutch input pin. This is brought in via the factory EEC neutral input, already connected to the clutch switch, which is EEC pin 30. So it's already, activated in the clutch switch. The only thing I got to do is ground the circuit. Boom, I got launch control. So, which is awesome. I love launch control. So, yeah, even got a nitrous control. It's got everything, man. This is a pretty cool setup. I'm happy with it so far. Of course, we haven't done any tuning with it, but I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'm not looking for big power. I'm just looking to tune what I got and go E85, you know what I mean? And I can't do that on a stock computer, so that's out the window. So, but yeah, like I say, guys, I just wanted to go through and show y'all everything that's in here. It's got everything, it's all your ignition stuff. This is for a 2.3 dual plug DIS ignition. It's everything is in here. Everything. Tells you pins for everything. It just basically shows you and tells you everything you need to know. You can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. And if any guys got any questions on it, you don't understand it, just hit me up, man, and I'll be sure to help y'all out. See, this has even got it like you can do like Taurus SHO, Thunderbird Super Coupe, like all the cars that had EECs, instead of doing that tweaker, man. That tweaker is a pain in the butt, man. I bought a tweaker for my Escort, man, and the guy supposedly had set it up and stuff, which I'm sure he did, but it just like I had problems with it. It was like old software setup, and it just kept freezing on me. I was doing a data log pull one time, and it froze up, so it's just a pain in the butt all the way around. This is so much better. Like, it shows you like what you need to do if you have a like an aftermarket MSD ignition setup, all that stuff, man. So that's page 31. Just showing you a fan control relay, how to wire that up, everything. It's all laid out. And that's the PIMP X computer. So, I mean, it's, and it shows you the wiring diagram for that. So it's, dude, it has everything in here. Everything. PIMP, there you go. PIMP XS sequential EF5 V8 wiring diagram. So that's what I basically had to go off of. This is basically what my computer is based off of. And I had, of course, it cut 4 off. So basically, I only have, for the V8, I only have injector 1, 2, 3, and 7. 5, 4, 6, and 8 are eliminated. And the firing order for this V8, of course, is going to be 1, 3, 7, 2, rather than 4. So, just like I say, on your the pigtail for your ECU, you just have. I just took pin 13 off of mine and went to pin 42 on this one. So pin 42 is injector 7 on the V8, and of course, pin 13 is number 4 on the 1.9 computer. So and it's probably like that on, like I said, 2.0 SPI. What else? The Z-Tac and all that stuff. So yeah, man, it's do not ignore, or engine damage could occur. So it just tells you everything, man. It tells you a lot of stuff, liabilities and restriction, what they cover, what they don't cover. So that's page 35. So the 35 page, pretty much 35 page, how can I say this? So 35 page, I'm gonna just call it a direction guide to show you everything that you need to do to get this thing right. And I'll tell you guys, like I said again, definitely have one of these. You know, this is the this ain't nothing more than just the old Haynes manual. You know, and this is 1991 through 2002, and this is a 91 through 92, of course, 1.9 SCFI EDIS, and this is basically you know, this is basically your ECU pinout, and it tells you the wire colors, you know, what wire colors they are, and that way you know which ones to look for. This one doesn't tell you wire colors, it just tells you pin numbers, but it also shows you how to determine your pin numbers. So if you turn your connector to where the actual guide pins to go into ECU or to the right, it's going to be 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20, and then 21, you know, and so on and so on. It's going to be, you know, I think 21 through 28 or 9, and then, you know, through 40, 41 through 60. So it's 60 pins. You have 60 pins total on this computer, and not all of them are used. So yeah, so you basically have to tap. You basically have to take injector 4, which is pin 13. Let me see if I can go back up on here and show y'all that injector pin out. Let me see. Let me go back up. All right. Oh. Okay, I think we got it right here. So if you look right there, injector 7 for the V8 is pin 42. So that's where we have to put pin 13. So you have to basically jump pin 13 to pin 32. I mean to pin 42 on the ECU, and it will fire. Injector 7 will fire injector 4. So hope everybody understood this. If not, you know, like I said, guys, hit me up and let me know if you got any questions. I will be more than happy to go through this with you. And I'm just very excited to see that, you know, this actually worked. So so I'm going to do a running video on the car too. I have to show you this, of course. So this is my favorite part of the whole thing, taking that mass airflow off of here and just having the turbo. So I'm probably put a filter or a screen right here, but yeah, man, I mean, it's running with no mass air now, so super excited. Can't wait to, you know, get that thing tuned and, you know, get the bigger injectors in it so we can get all that squared off. So guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm on 4 sources of social media: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And yeah, man, like I say, guys, if you got any questions on the pinout for the ECU, these pins, this hard drive, I mean, all the stuff here, you know, whatever, man, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to, you know, walk you through whatever I can. If I can't, I can always go to the forum and you know, ask the guys and see what they say. But for the most part, I'm probably gonna try to figure out on my own, which it was nice to have them guys as a guide. But yeah, man, just, you know, as long as you go through this 35-page you know, of directions, and it tells you this 35-page guide, and it just tells you everything that you need to know, man, like everything. So but again, if you want to take the ECU apart, it's a 5.5mm socket. So you can get these at any, you know, you probably can get them at a parts store, at Lowe's, Home Depot, you know, trade, any kind of tool store, pretty much. Harbor Freight, they may or may not have them. I don't know if Harbor Freight's got 5.5 or not. They might probably go online and get it. But hey, at least it's not a 10mm. That way it doesn't get lost. So, but yeah, guys. So appreciate everybody tuning in, and I hope it was very helpful. This was very helpful. You know what I mean? So I guess what I could do is I could probably let me go show you guys a little. So yeah. So I can't remember what I was gonna show y'all now. Damn, I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Where I had to jump. It's a little dark in here. Oh, but basically, This is your, oh, let me get a light, man, so we can see. So, get a light real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, there's your ECU pigtail. You know, if you see that red wire there that's running up in the harness that's zip tied, that's the wire that I basically did the jump on. So I jumped from pin 13 to pin 42. So that way it will fire number 4 injector off of the PIMP computer from Stinger Performance. So I just want to show you guys that real quick. So yeah, man, so that's basically it. I'm gonna get off here and put this computer and stuff back together, put it back in the car, fire it back up so I can do a video for you guys. And again, thanks guys for tuning in. I was glad to share this with you. I know a lot of guys were waiting on me to get it in the car, get it running, and you know, go through all this stuff right here. So so I took the time a few days and went over everything and studied stuff, and I got it now, so it's running. So so now we can make some adjustments after the big injectors get here. So thanks guys for tuning in. Like I said, I hope this was helpful and very detailed. I try to be as detailed as possible on my videos. So you guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, please do me a favor. Message me on any sources of my social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You know, just message me, man. And, you know, let me know if this video was helpful to you guys. And if you want, like I say, guys, if you want to go this route, if you got a 1.9, a 2.0 SPI, or a Z-Tech with this ECU setup, this is the way to go, man. I'm telling y'all, this thing, and it's in a. The cool thing is, it's in a factory case. It's like in a factory case. Like it's not like an ECU, like you know, that they, you know, you get like all those other ECU companies that have their own. They pretty much have their own case, but this thing actually is in the factory Ford case, which I thought was pretty cool. So it looks really stealth. So thanks guys again, and like I said, I hope this was helpful. And you guys, just message me and let me know if I can help out any further. So thanks guys. I'm glad to be able to take this opportunity to show everybody what was going on. The exploded view, what you had to do with the pins, you know, what you had to do with the hard drive, the guide, and you know, your pinouts here. So thanks guys, appreciate y'all for again tuning in and watching. Please like and subscribe, and catch you guys on the next one. All right, hope everybody has a good evening.